Alright, so Bladers, I made a bit of a mistake. So I did record the unboxing of the GT customized set, that's why I have all these bays, but I didn't save it to my video editor, so I deleted it off my phone, and now I don't have the original video. So unfortunately you don't get to see the actual box, but of course I'm still gonna talk about each of these bays, and as a bonus, I'll do a quick short battle between Prime Apocalypse and Regalia Genesis against Union Achilles. So we're going to start off with a race Fafnir. This is a bounce type bay and its driver is Trick. So the Trick driver came with Judgment Joker and can change modes between a spike stamina mode and a flat attack mode. And as you see, the base is free spinning, so it can change modes in the middle of a battle instead of having to manually change the modes before a match, making it very versatile and unpredictable. The disc is Sting, came on Ace Dragon, and is spring loaded, as you can see, so it's kind of like God Valkyrie's spring or bound attack. It's kind of hard to move actually, it doesn't move too much. Comes in this nice red color, and it's around 28 grams, so it's very useful for attack because of how heavy it is. So the layers erase Fafnir. The erase base came with the Abolos, has 5 huge blades with these claws inside, and these blades are very good for upper attack thanks to how sloped they are. That's the 10 weight, so they came on Bushin Ashura, and it's shaped like an X, which I believe is the Greek numeral number for 10. And Fafnir chip is really annoying to get off for some reason. But yes, see, it's shaped like an X, also 4-star, yay. And has all these hexagons near the center of the layer since there's no metal around here. So because of that, most of the weight is focused near the center. And then the chip, of course, is Fafnir, so you got the 2 dragon heads. Really cool. Black stickers on it too. And those are the teeth. I'm still sick, as you can tell. So yeah, erase Fafnir. And it has pretty good clicks as well. So now we got the stamina type bay, Cosmo Dragon. So the driver is Revolve, which is the predecessor to Eternal and Low. A spiked performance tip with a free spinning plate around it. So it gives any combination great LED, which is good for a stamina type. And it came on Rising Ragnarok from the Dual era or the first season of Beyblade Burst, so it's really old. The disc is Vanguard, relatively new disc for GT. It's sloped downwards like vertical or armed, so most of the weight is focused near the bottom of the bay. And has this purple plastic on it as well, which looks really nice. The layer is Cosmo Dragon, so I don't have the Cosmo base because I don't own Cosmo Valkyrie. It's very rounded circular, so it's good for stamina, and it won't lose a lot of endurance when it gets hit because of how little points of recoil it has. And because it's so smooth at the bottom, like smooth as a baby's bottom. That was terrible. I'm sorry for that. But because it's so smooth, it has great LED if it slides against the stadium floor or scrapes. That's the Retsu weight. Came on Slash Valkyrie, 3 points, so it's unbalanced. That's not good for a stamina type though, because that will make it have less endurance. And the chip is, of course, Dragon. Blue, it's all blue this time, except for the gold parts. And of course, Dragon has really good teeth. So now we get on the 2 main bays, Regalia Genesis and Apocalypse. Since I'm holding it right now, I'm just going to review Genesis first. So the driver is Hybrid. TT's first electric driver. I'm pretty sure they got inspiration from Hasbro to make one of these drivers, actually. It's very wide. Also acts like the discs because it has like these prongs for the bay. And it has this little bit of metal ring around it too. So yeah, and the bottom is super smooth and wide. So it also has a really good LED. And the tip is like ball shaped, basically. So as you see, it's electronically powered. You can see like the coating inside. You heard that sound. And see, this side blinks green occasionally. So when this happens, when you launch in the middle of the battle, it'll just act like a normal defense driver, just chill in the middle, ready to tank attacks. But soon, the motor will activate, causing the tip to spin significantly, which gives the bay a crazy amount of speed, so it can like perform its own attacks. And it's funny because it's kind of like the ultimate reboot dash driver on Apocalypse. Because, you know, it starts off slow, but then changes mode so it becomes a lot faster. Except this doesn't change the modes, it just, the motor activates. But Hybrid, because of the attack potential that comes with this driver, and also has insanely good stamina, it's definitely overpowered. Now we got Regalia Genesis, so the layer is very oval shaped. And because of the Mugen lock system, it's all one piece, so the chip can't come off, has its own built-in weight inside, and yeah. It also has 2 dragons, one at the top, one at the bottom, and there's no stickers for the layer, just gold paint. There's only stickers for the driver. And if you're wondering why there's a little bit of noise in the background, someone else is in the room, so don't worry about that. Now let's go on to Apocalypse. Let me turn this motor off, save energy. Right there. Apocalypse. So the layers are very similar. Has the same metal design on it. Both are oval shaped, but Genesis is a defense type, so it's a lot more round. As you see, Apocalypse is a little bit more aggressive. Apocalypse only has 1 dragon on the top of the layer, and it acts like a giant sword going down, so it has that Excalibur-like design. So it looks really sick. Also black in color. And since it's assembled, let me quickly go over the Mugen lock system. So let's go back to Genesis. It's hard to see, but there's little arrows right here. You gotta wait for the layer to be, this part be aligned. So there's little arrows right here. So you put those prongs where those arrows are. You know, gotta line it up, obviously. Twist, and boom, the system is activated. And now, as you see, it freely rotates without any problem at all. Unlike normal bays where they click a certain amount of times and boom, they self-burst. Nope, they don't burst like that. They don't even click, they just spin. Same thing with Apocalypse, it just spins. Apocalypse seems a lot tighter though with this system. And there's a little bit of clicking with it. So I feel like Apocalypse actually has a better Mugen lock system than Genesis. Mugen means infinite, just so you know. So it's infinite lock, goes full 360. But to counter this system, as you see, the sensor for Apocalypse changes colors from black to red, and Regalia changes from white to red. So when it's red, these tabs can move. When it's not red, these tabs just stick out like this. When it's red, they can move inwards, and then you move it like this because they're right rotating, and boom, that's how you burst these bays. But it's definitely an improvement over the burst stoppers because the method of countering the system is a lot more difficult. Since you have to wait to time it, it has like a timing thing with it instead of just knocking in the tab and boom. So let me do with Apocalypse. Burst. So the disc is 0 dagger. 0 came on Spriggan Requiem. Dagger came on Breaker Excalius. Has this nice little 2 points on each side. I guess it's supposed to add more attack power. And when it was used on Excalius, this would line up with the other swords to give it more attacks. To give it a better attack. I guess it's supposed to be the same thing for Apocalypse. Probably not, though. I only said that because Apocalypse is very similar to Excalius when it comes to design. And the driver is a black Ultimate Reboot Dash. So it has this red cap on the top, which signifies that it has a gold spring, giving it way more burst resistance, just like any other dash driver. And like the original reboot, since it's an upgraded version of that, when these tabs come out because of centrifugal force when you launch it, this red plastic tip is exposed, giving it only a semi-aggressive movement. But it will switch modes into a rubber performance tip. And it switches modes really quickly, unlike the original reboot, giving it a lot more speed and power. And as you can tell, if you're a Metal Fight fan, like I was a Metal Fight fan, you know, Metal Fight 4D or Metal Fury, It's basically Cosmic Pegasus or Big Bang Pegasus final drive in burst form. Also for Apocalypse is a little different. Once again, you have to align the disc, the prongs, and the arrow parts right here, where these notches are, as you can see. Then put the driver in, and then you have to push the tab in inside, and then boom, you have that loud click, and now the system activates. So Genesis is easier to like assemble, but it's a lot easier to deactivate. Apocalypse is harder to assemble, but it's harder to deactivate. Now let's move on to the test battles. Okay, I'm doing one battle each. So we're starting off with Regalia Genesis, and Union Achilles will be in speed, balance, attack mode. Actually, I'm gonna put it in stamina mode. Regalia Scream! Genesis hit Achilles hard. As you can see, it's still going. And Genesis takes the W. And look at that crazy LED it had at the last second of the battle. I'm doing another battle with Achilles in attack mode. Oh, Achilles is striking hard. Oh, the motor deactivated. And Union Achilles go. Achilles will now be facing Prime Apocalypse, and it's in power, attack, and I'm going to switch it between defense and attack mode. Starting with defense mode. Union Defense. And Blaster. I think Achilles is going to take this time. Ooh, oh, Apocalypse tried to send it out, but Achilles blocked that attack. Attack mode. Apocalypse! Ooh, Ultimate Reboot kicked in right when it clashed with Achilles. And it takes that battle. And I'm gonna have a tiebreaker, because why not? This is really fun. Union Shoot! And Apocalypse takes another battle. So I hope you enjoyed this basically just a Beyblade review of the Beyblade Burst GT customized set. It's a really awesome set and you should definitely buy it. Anyways, the video after this will be Prime Apocalypse against Regalia Genesis. Also, I should mention that the Bladers of these 2 days is Arthur Percival and Gwen Reynolds, who are the main villains of the Beyblade Burst GT anime. Arthur was a major villain, but then Drum beat him with Imperial Dragon, and now Gwen's the major antagonist, and he actually defeated Drum. So, yeah. Basically, you should definitely watch the anime. It's pretty nice. And yeah, later everyone.